Hello, I'm Lima Alpha 6 November Charlie Alpha. In this video I will show this exciting Norwegian spy radio.
I'm carrying it into my lab. This is exciting. I'm opening it for the first time. Wow. A rare radio station appears. There are also some cables here. Everything looks old, so it's probably original. And here is a 6-volt vibrator. That means the radio runs on both 220 volts and 6 volts. The radio is covered in a thick layer of dust. It seems it has been a long time since it was used. It is divided into 3 parts: power, transmitter, and receiver. There's a sign in the lid: Spy, Transmitter, Olga, used by the Norwegian Resistance Army during the war in Norway. Power output 5 to 10 watt. Built in Oslo right under the noses of the Gestapo. This transmitter, receiver with accessories, belongs to NRRL. The transmitter must always be kept in good order and ready for use. No changes or reconstructions may be made without the approval of the main board. Norwegian Radio Relay League. Based on the information on the lid, this suitcase is a radio that was used during the war in Norway. After the war, it was used as an emergency radio by the Radio Amateur Association in Norway. It was manufactured illegally in Oslo. I'm dismantling it to find out more about it. I'll start with the power. An octal socket is used as both the power input connector and power output to the transmitter. The Morse key is attached to the power. Nice Morse key. Now I'll start with the transmitter. An octal socket connects power from the transmitter to the receiver. It is very exciting to see what is hidden here. I can see that it is a transmitter with one tube. Then there is only the receiver left. So great. Old dust. I have a book about Olga, written by Tormo and Erling Langemyr. In this book, I find a lot of information, including electrical schematics. The Norwegian Radio Historical Association's magazine, Hallo Hallo, has many articles by Erling Langemyr about Olga. He made drawings so that many could start replica building of Olga. Here is the electrical schematic of the receiver. I start by looking at the receiver. I brush it for dust. Opens the lid. Very simple construction. It has 3 tubes. The underside is, as expected, a bit messy. I have connected 6.3 volts and high voltage to the octal connector, and a speaker with an amplifier on the headphone output. 6.3 volts draws 1.3 amps, which is normal. High voltage power. High voltage has total short circuit. The big black capacitor had to be replaced. I have replaced the capacitor that was connected between ground and high voltage. I'll test with 100 volts first. I send in a test signal of 3,600 kilohertz and 100 microvolts. It works perfect. Set to 10 microvolts. It works. I'm testing with an antenna. I've tuned into the buzzer UVB 76 on 4625 kilohertz. It works fine. Here we see the new capacitor. I'll start to work with the transmitter. I'm brushing dust. We see the tube and the antenna tuner. Most of the parts in the transmitter are parts from broadcast receivers. This tube is wrong. It's a 6V6. I replace it with a 6L6, which is the right one. I connect the transmitter to lab power. It works fine right away. And finally, there is the power. First, the usual dusting. Something is missing here. I see that the vibrator is disconnected. I need to restore this. Now everything is in place. I am going to test the power for the first time. Yes, it works. Fantastic. The transmitter also works. Everything is connected, including the original power cables. It has 2 antenna connections. One goes via a light bulb for tuning the transmitter. Once the transmitter is tuned, we will connect back to the output without the light bulb. RX to TX switch. Everything is back in the suitcase. Power on. A dipole antenna is connected. First radio transmission. I want to call LA5MT, who is 195 kilometers away. I send Morse code. I call LA5MT. It's not that easy to find the right frequency. Yes. He replies that he can hear me just fine. The signal is 549, which means very good signals. He wonders how I hear him. He sends our call signs. I reply with our call signs. I send that I can hear him fine and that I am using a transmitter Olga. I thank him for the QSO, sending 73, which means best regards. Ending with our call signs. I am very satisfied. The receiver sounds great. He ends by sending 73 from Kirkenair.
Yes, this was very good on first try. This was 3640 kilohertz.
This was my first QSO with this radio, so I forgot to disconnect the tuning light bulb. This is how it should be done. Conclusion. It was a simple design, but it fulfills the requirements for what it was intended to do. I am very pleased with the result. This was part 1 of the video about Olga. Part 2 will be about what kind of use it had during the war, who used it, how, and who produced it. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching my video. If you liked it, please press the subscribe button, and please leave a comment below. Thanks to LA5MT, LA9LT, and Gear Errol Hoyland.